Project management can be extremely taxing and stressful, even if you have everything under control. Remaining composed in high-stress situations is an essential skill in a PM's arsenal that will allow you to make sound decisions and keep the project on track. In this video, we'll talk about how project managers should keep their stress levels under control, as well as a few valuable tips and tricks to help you calm down when the pressure's on. Let's get right to it.
Hey, and welcome to the official Teamly YouTube channel. If you enjoy our content, please click the like and subscribe button below. Now let's get straight to the video.
First, let's talk about the reasons stress is so common in project management. As many of you know, every project is a complex mechanism with a vast number of moving parts. An issue in one department can cause a domino effect in the others. The areas that are most likely to put project managers in a stressful situation are unrealistic timelines, an organizational structure that doesn't provide project managers with sufficient control over resources, insufficient resources, human or instrumental, difficulties managing distributed and intercultural teams, in-group disputes and misunderstandings, and information silos. Don't forget excessive micromanagement. No project manager would want to deal with any of the problems I've just mentioned, which is why it's crucial to have good understanding of how these issues can be addressed once they arise. But it's also worth mentioning that you probably can't eliminate them entirely, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing. If you're wondering why, let me tell you about the Yerkes-Dodson law, which suggests that there is a strong correlation between stress and performance. Basically speaking, we need to find tasks that are somewhat challenging to perform better. If a task is too simple, it quickly becomes mind-numbing. On the other hand, if it's too complicated, it can often make us feel intimidated and less motivated. Finding a sweet spot between the two will help you identify your positive stress threshold and as a result help your team perform better. Okay, so let's start with the basics of actually dealing with stress. An absolute essential part of dealing with pressure at work and managing it efficiently is being able to even identify it. Make no mistake, it's tough to bring yourself to address the stress-related problems if you fail to recognize them in the first place. So your first step towards a more peaceful and balanced workday as a project manager starts with developing a sense of mindfulness. Once you're prepared to take an honest look at your stress levels, you can start incorporating different techniques to reduce the work-related tension. Let's explore a few of them now. But before we do, please bear in mind that there isn't a one-size-fits-all solution to things like this. So I strongly recommend you try these out and commit to them for a while. Some of them may take some time to master and to see their true potential. Okay, let's dive right in. So number one, learn to say no. PMs should learn that there are moments when they have to draw the line for the sake of the project. Taking too much responsibility on for yourself and for your team can and probably will harm the project long term. Understanding your team's limits and saying no is better than risking the project and failing to deliver. This skill will allow you to properly manage stakeholder expectations and diminish stress on your team and yourself. Number two, learn to disconnect. There are so many stress factors that can have a toll on our well-being at work, but it doesn't mean we have to take them to heart. Emotionally detaching from unpleasant events is another critical skill for any project manager out there. By occasionally dissociating, you allow yourself to mentally exit the situation and to help your mind change the scenery. Obviously, these approaches should be used carefully and at appropriate times. Number three, be careful with the what if thinking. Hindsight is 20/20. Often when things don't go as planned, we can get caught up in the what if thinking, rummaging and worrying about things we could have or should have done. While there is merit in analyzing mistakes, it is very important to be constructive and not overcommit to this type of analysis. More importantly, this kind of thought isn't exactly directed at solving problems in the present. Instead of overanalyzing wrong decisions, focus on what you can do within the next few hours to address the problem at hand. Number four, steer away from conflict. Debates get us heated up sometimes. It's a common yet kind of unproductive feature of our psychology, Being assertive is a great quality, but it's really important to know when to stop. A great way to limit the amount of stress you experience during debates is to make sure that all parties have communicated their message clearly, and anything beyond that has diminishing returns in regards to productivity and understanding. Number 5, find the paradox in the middle of a stressful situation. We may lose track of how insignificant the subject of the disagreement is, causing the conflict to escalate over pretty much nothing. Cognitive psychology calls this catastrophic thinking. Often, project managers find themselves in situations like these, and they tend to think that the entire project is entirely undermined because of an issue they believe to be too serious. The solution to this problem is rooted in finding the paradoxical thought and reassessing the situation in a more objective and less emotional way. All right, these were our recommendations on how you can tackle stressful situations as a project manager. No two people are the same, and different professionals can find different mechanisms to help them function well under pressure. If you happen to find yours, always make sure that they are focused on productivity and addressing problems rather than just feeling better. I really hope you found these suggestions helpful, and as always, make sure to check out our blog at teamly.com to find more valuable professional advice.